can't put music on my videos anymore because one of my videos from way back in the day, I can't remember, I think it was one of the first ever Rock Band versus Guitar Hero reviews I did. I got an email about 2.5 weeks ago saying it's been muted. I went there and it was muted because of the fact that I used the song Word Up by Cameo in the video. This is my disagreement with that. When you mute my whole video, fine, mute what you gotta mute. You got all this computer technology, you can find a way to mute just the song parts, but now you muted my whole video, which now you're infringing on my copyright. Because everything that I said after the song was played and before it was played at the end was all mine. That is my copyright, that is my property. You should have no right to ban that because of the fact that it's mine. Every word I speak belongs to me, David McClam, aka Cena Chang 54. But why can't they do what they do with my other videos? If you go back and look at videos that I shot, let's say 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 months ago, before I had created the brand new logo or the brand new intro and everything that I had up here before, I used Lay Your Hands on Me by John Bon Jovi, just the intro, just the drum part. I got all letters about those, but they threw banner ads on my video. So if you've seen any of those recently, there's a big old ad that pops up that tells you the name of the song that was in the beginning and the name of the song at the end. And below that, it tells you can go to iTunes and a couple other places and buy the song, or we can go buy it on CD. I'm cool with that. I thought that's what it was going to be. But according to what I also read from them, the record company has to agree to that. But they're getting stats on my video. Okay, for me to leave that video up with that song, I have to agree to let them have stats on my video, like how many views I get, any comments that I get, how the song is actually used, so on and so forth. Okay, that is a more logical solution to me than just going and saying, I'm going to rip all this down. Thousands and thousands of hours went into these, and I think we should be notified beforehand if you're going to just go and rip down one of our, our whole entire site. So right now, I'm in jeopardy. Okay, I don't feel safe by any means, even though I've taken down the videos that I use my Game Bridge directly, which was 52 of them. I mean, I'm blown away by that. I didn't know I did 52 videos. You never know how many videos you actually shoot till something like this happens. So 52 of my 247 whatever videos was all play videos that I did on Game Bridge. I was mad about some of them because some of them was FCs, some of them was gold stars, some of them was, I took video doing, my son and I doing the endless set list on Rock Band 1. A lot of achievements that now I have to go back and redo the way that I've done them before, or not the way that I'm doing them now, which just to me is just ridiculous, okay? But I don't feel safe because even though they threw these banner ads up, there's nothing stopping them from making my whole channel down either. I personally feel that the record companies are doing themselves a great injustice, and here's why. All this is doing is putting money, as I feel, in the record companies' pockets. Okay, I'm not picking on the younger generation, but here it is. I have a lot of 13 to 18-year-olds that watch my videos. I check my demographics. I have a lot of 19 to 25-year-old or even 26-year-old people out there. I'm 36. If you're 26, I'm 10 years older than you. If you're in one of these other age brackets, we won't mention how much older I am than you. Just we keep that quiet. But my point is, how many of you younger generation kids in the age bracket I just named, if your mom or your dad has not introduced you to them, heard of the song Word Up? How many even know who Cameo even is? Okay? My point is, I've gotten emails before saying, man, that was a cool song, never heard it. Who's it by? Cameo, Word Up. Then they write me back, man, I went over to iTunes, found it, bought it, thank you, love the song. On my intro that I had up that I'm not using now, everybody was writing me up. I got a lot of emails saying, man, that's a nice song, who's it by? Superstar, Bianca Ryan. Okay, went and found Bianca Ryan on iTunes, found her website, thank you, about the song. If you get where I'm going with this, because of videos like mine that are actually reviewed, and the songs I'm playing in the beginning and the end, people's going out and buying this stuff. I used a Yanni song a long time ago, and the guy wrote me and said, I'm a huge Yanni fan. I like the Yanni. And the 3 other people wrote me and said, because I seen your video, that song was cool, I went and bought Yanni. So all I feel that I'm doing, all that you guys out here who's in the same boat I am is doing, is creating money for the record companies. They don't see that. All they see is the big threat. Where's the threat? You're using our product to put up on YouTube, and we don't want you to use it. It's infringement. We're going to rip it down. Did we use it maliciously? No. Are we trying to copy? A lot of these things are, a lot of these songs are being used because people, A, like the bands. Maybe they're giving a tribute to somebody. To be honest with you, I'm going to give you a stat that maybe you don't know, and there's somebody out there that's going to argue with me on it, so I'm going to go look it up again, find it, so I'll be ready to paste it. There is a number of artists, especially in the hip-hop community, who really don't care if you distribute their music. I watched an old video of a hip-hop guy one day. He said, I think that I sell more albums. This is exactly what he said. This was way back in the day when Napster first came into view and the young man owned it and they wanted to shut him down. He says, I think I get more record sales when my stuff gets leaked on Napster than I do if they don't. Usher came up with an album a few years ago called 8201. Don't think that was by mistake, because the whole thing that went down, and this was even printed in the news, is that Usher had a whole other album that was supposed to come out. 8201 was not supposed to come out. This other album was, but it got leaked to Napster, and it got leaked to other sites, and it got leaked to the streaming downloadable sites. And everybody had this whole album, so Usher got mad, scrapped the album, went back in the studio, rewrote a whole new album called 8201 and released it. I'm calling shenanigans on that. For one, you ain't just going to walk into a studio, I don't care how good you are, sit down behind a pad and pencil, write 12 to 14 brand new songs, and have them up and ready to sell in the next week. Take it from a musician, dude. It just don't happen. Ask any artists out there, that just don't happen. I'm a big fan of watching the show Gone Country. One of the things this week on Gone Country that John Rich gave me as a task was to write a song together. It didn't happen in the time frame John Rich wanted it. It happened like literally in real time about 1.5 days to 2 days later. TV time, 10 minutes, okay? My point is that that was something I feel was purposely leaked, got everybody hyped. He snatched the album off, came on 8201, and 8201 for Usher sold like mad when he released the album back in the day. I was bumping half of the jams in the nightclub because they were so good. But I think he had that plan, okay? What can we do to get around this thing? First of all, I want to touch on this. The other thing that came up in the thread that I had wrote on Rock Band was that people kept saying that they think YouTube is going to start losing people, and somebody wrote back and said, what are they going to lose? They're going to lose a few viewers. They're going to lose everybody that's there. First of all, YouTube is free. Hold it. YouTube is free to you and to me to upload what we want. But if you sit there and you think for an instant that YouTube ain't banking in some cash, think again. Google bought YouTube, what, 1.5 years, almost 2 years ago? Do you really think that Google's going to buy something that has no money? Think. No, man, they're getting paid by sponsors. They're getting paid by advertisers. They're getting ready to throw new, you're going to have a whole movie section. Don't think that all the movie companies is kicking in, helping them buy this. Bandwidth, my friends, and web space ain't cheap. And to have a website the size of YouTube, with the bandwidth the size of YouTube, with over millions and millions of videos, think about it. Plus, they started a brand new program for those of us who get to upload stuff for free, where you can have your video featured. All you got to do is pay a small fee to YouTube, like doing a penny click type thing, to have your video in the featured section, guaranteeing you that more people's going to see it because it's there. They're making money that way too. Since they're bought by Google, they're making tons of money because Google is huge. And YouTube, the last time I checked, was the #2 video site in the world, right next to who? Google. And as far as I know right now, Google and Yahoo and a bunch of other sites are not doing this copyright infringement thing. Okay?